Find the vertex, focus, and directrix of the parabola given by the equation, and graph the parabola, and identify its latus rectum with a dashed line. All right, so the first thing to note, we have a y squared, but no x squared. Clearly a parabola. Now the y squared parabolas are either opening to the right or opening to the left parabolas. They're not the regular x squared up-down parabolas. So we need to complete the square to find the standard form. So y squared plus 2y, everything else can be moved to the other side. Minus 4x minus 9. And then we need to add 1 to both sides to keep the equation in balance. And that allows us to then complete the square. Y plus 1 quantity squared equals negative 4x minus 8. We can then factor the coefficient of x, the negative 4, leaving us an x plus 2. This is our standard form. Now the coefficient of the right side linear term, in this case the x's, is actually 4p. 4p equaling negative 4 gives us p equals negative 1. That'll be important to know. As well as the negative 4, the absolute value of that, is also important to know. All right, we can get our vertex now. The vertex is seen by what makes these linear factors 0. What makes the x 0 is negative 2. That goes first in the vertex. What makes the y term 0 is negative 1. That goes second in the vertex. Make sure you get them in the right order. We now have enough information to graph this. So negative 2, negative 1. I'm going to have these tick marks represent a single unit each tick mark. So that is our vertex. Now, knowing that this thing is a left or right, since p is negative, it's going to be this one right here. It's going to open to the left. So a distance negative 1 from here, this will be the focus. So moving left 1 from here would give us negative 3, comma negative 1. And the directrix will be to the right. It doesn't say anything about labeling. Oh, identify the LR with a dashed line. Okay, so the directrix would be here. They're not asking us to identify that. That's okay. Now the LR, the latus rectum, is going to go through the focus. And it's going to be a length 4. So it's going to be up to and down to from the focus. And our parabola is going to go through those points. What LR is in Latin is the correct width. Okay, I believe that's everything they asked. Graph the parabola, identify the LR with the dashed line. We have that. The directrix itself would be a different dashed line. It would be going through here. They didn't ask us to identify it, so the problem with identifying it this way is then people might think that we mean that's the LR, which it isn't. But the vertical line that crosses 1 to the left would be x equals negative 1. You don't want to make it solid because the solid is reserved for the actual graph. Dashed lines for asymptotes and other aspects of the graph, but not the actual graph. All right, I hope this helps.